Let's see. So I don't know, Michael. Again, you know what? I'll tell you what, Matt. Take a couple of deep breaths over there, Michael. Let's just get this out of the way, okay? Uh, ish- if you don't look at the Orioles team and you look at the competition, right? Toronto is better. New York is better. You know, Boston
Is
is better,
Boston
and I
better,
know
Joe?
Boston's
Is
in last
Boston better at
place.
2-7,
I
Joe? Are they
know.
better?
No, but they don't have a rookie manager either. They got a manager that's got a ring.
Who cares?
Okay. I
He's a
mean,
cheater. Yeah, they got it. Let's bang some garbage cans together. Yeah, they've got a cheating manager and a 2-7 record. I wish we were them.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Matt Faulkner, honestly, here, okay. Now I want you to hit us, Matt. Come on.
Okay.
The Orioles are in trouble. You agree with that? I mean, again, we don't have Corbin Burns. Okay. Bradish just has not looked very good, and Rogers not going to pitch every game. Matt, I mean, am I one of those guys who thinks, hey, man, it's too early? Am I?
I'll say this: I have not hit the panic button, but I will say that I have some concerns that I don't know how those problems get solved. Because my question to both of you is this: what do the Orioles do well right now with this roster? What is their strength? What can you count on game to game them bringing to the table? Offensively, we thought that was going to be a strength, right? I think picking up Alonso, Gunner being healthy, Adley being healthy, picking up Taylor Ward, right? And the offense has been underwhelming to say the least. Pete Alonso's got a ton of strikeouts, not hitting right now. Gunner has been very, very, hit or miss, but they've not been consistent at the plate. They've got 6 home runs, and that was supposed to be kind of what I think this team was designed to do, was to score runs, and their pitching was meant to be good, but I don't think it was supposed to carry this team. And right now, if you look at it, it's almost like the rotation, if they don't pitch well, they're really in a tough spot to win games because the offense is just not doing anything. Okay. I looked this up today because I was curious myself. So the Orioles have played 9 games. Do you know how many games Adley Rushman has started of the 9 games?
Tell us,
Anybody?
Matt.
7.
6. So in 9 games, he hasn't played in 3 of them, right? Because it's like they don't want to DH him. He's either catching or he's on the bench, right? He got one pinch hit opportunity, and the other 20 at bats all were for him catching. And so to me, if you look at what the Orioles are doing offensively, you can't tell me that Adley Rushman is not one of their top 2 or 3 hitters right now. He's hitting over 300. Between him and Taylor Ward, they're having pretty good at bats. They're not in a position right now where they can put Adley on the bench and rely on other guys. Basayo's not hitting. Basayo looks terrible, and they keep running him out hitting fifth. I like Taylor Ward hitting leadoff. That was one of the things I wanted, and he's done a good job. But it's just like it's been just very, very inconsistent at the plate, and that's been where I'm most disappointed is just the offense.
I agree with you. Like, I mean, I agree that the offense has been disappointing. But you know what? We're going to say they've been disappointing, and I'll tell you this: they're 10th in the major league in batting average. I mean, that sounds crazy, but they are, and they're more than top half in on base percentage. Stupid, but it's true. And like, this is the most ridiculous statement that like I can ever make. You know what their problem is, Matt and Joe? They're not scoring enough
What's that?
runs. They're just not. So they're not hitting with runners in scoring position adequately. But I'm not really worried about that because these guys are going to hit. They haven't yet, but I'm going to be astounded if they don't. And I'm going to tell you, just this is just another pet peeve. Like, I hear, everybody just beating on it all the time. You can't have a discussion about the Orioles and they're hitting without people going, yes, but they strike out. You know what? Every team in the major leagues strikes out. There are, I looked earlier today. There's like a dozen teams in the major leagues with more strikeouts than the Orioles. And last year, 3 of the teams that struck out the most in the whole season in 2025 were the Yankees, the Mariners, and the Tigers. Oh, wait. Did those teams suck because they struck out a lot? No, they did not. Right? Now, the Orioles were among the other 3 teams in the top 6, and so are the Angels, and so was some other lousy team. But my point is that strikeouts are not a determining factor on whether an offense is productive or a team is good. So I'm so sick and tired of hearing, but they struck out a bunch. Yeah, well, people strike out all the time, but it does not determine whether you win or lose. And that is not going to be the determining factor about whether this offense is good or not. It's just not.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you about the strikeout issue. I don't think that it's as big of a deal as a lot of people make it. If you watch, like you said, a lot of the other teams in Major League Baseball, they're striking out a ton too, and it's a lot because of the pitching. You got guys coming out of the bullpen throwing 100 miles an hour, all the matchups, the analytics. It's tougher to hit now than it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. Like, so I get that. I'm not complaining about the strikeouts. My issue is if you're going to strike out a ton and have a lot of swing and miss, well, we better see some home runs. It's like they're not getting either.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're striking out, you better hit some home runs. You can't hit for a low average and also strike out. That's kind of where I'm a bit frustrated.
No, I agree. I mean, 9 games in, we're not getting the power that you would expect from this lineup.
And you look at the schedule,
so
that's teams
until we do, it's going to be a struggle, or unless they do, that'll be a struggle. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the pitchers that we faced in the 9 games. I mean, Joe Ryan was probably the best of the 9 in terms of just a name recognition, but we just played Pittsburgh, didn't see Paul Skeens, so to get swept by them in 3 games and not face Paul Skeens, to me, that's disappointing. I know the Pirates are supposed to be better this year, but if the Orioles could have, fielded a ball on Saturday, they win that game. And you're probably looking at worst, you lose 2 out of 3. But
it's funny, but if you watched that game yesterday, Matt, did you see the way the Pirates outfielders played?
Oh, I know. O'Neill Cruz in center field. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, 2 of them. Yeah. I mean, balls were just rolling by their outfielders, right? So, but if you hit a couple home
these
runs,
guys make too much money.
Everything is solved, right? No one in Pittsburgh is probably spending the day going, our outfield stinks because they won 8-2. But
Ryan O'Hearn hits a 2-run homer in the first inning, so it's okay that he makes an error. It's kind of, you're going to make an error, you better do something. Yeah.
And I will tell you that Ryan O'Hearn, he has said that this Pirates team feels like the 2023 Orioles, right? Like he feels like they're on the cusp of something, and they might be.
Connor Griffin, their shortstop, was kind of like their Gunnar Henderson, right? Brought him up, made a big deal.
Yeah, I like him. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. Okay, the other side of this. Okay, this is always going to be the side Joe Versano here comes down on. Is these guys better figure out how to pitch? You got a guy you brought in here $18 million and Matt Faulkner, and don't make me run the footage here, Michael Sullivan. I did not want Chris Bassett. I wanted, if you recall, Matt Faulkner, I wanted Lucas Giolito. He was a CEP, a close enough pitcher. Better than, in my opinion, Chris Bassett. Pitched well last year, Lucas Giolito. Boston went to the postseason. I mean, again, what part of Chris Bassett did the Orioles really think he was gonna sign here and do? I'm sorry, guys. I'm not surprised at what I've seen from Chris Bassett, and he has pitched extremely poorly. And it's early, and that's fine. But I mean, guys, Zach Eflin, this is a big loss here. I was thrilled when they brought Zach Eflin back. I think, Michael, I may have told you that as well. And again, he's gone,
Joe,
guys.
Joe,
I
if
know
they
I'm
want
one of those
Lucas
guys that doesn't.
Giolito, they
He's
can.
gone.
If they want Lucas Giolito, they can go get Lucas Giolito. The dude's still not signed. Why do you think that 32 major league teams have not signed Lucas Giolito if he's the answer? I mean, why is that?
I have
Joe?
no idea.
He's still a free agent. Chris
Well,
Bassett started
Mr. Elias,
31
if you're
games last
watching,
year.
well, he's still a free agent. Okay, Michael, hold on one second. Now let me tell you, let's land our plane here. Okay, how much money does he want? 15 million. You gave Bassett 18. You gave Eflin 10. Bassett is looked to this point substandard. Zach Eflin
games.
will never pitch
Two
for the Orioles
games.
again in his
2
life.
games, Joe. 2 games.
Yeah, but it seems, Michael, it's a microcosm
Yeah,
of a larger issue.
Yeah, but it's 2 games. You
I
can't
mean, you
judge
know,
a
it took
starting
15
pitcher
minutes for
on
Cade
2
Kovich to have to
games.
come back up here.
Oh, please.
I mean, you know,
2 games, Joe.
Yeah, I think you're rushing
I
a
suppose.
little too quick with Bassett. He's a veteran. I'm willing to give him at least, another 4, 5, 6 starts before I'm saying that he's toast. There's been obviously 2 bad starts out of him, but I think that he'll figure it out. I think of all the Orioles concerns, he's not as big of an issue as some of the other things I've seen. The outfield right now is a disaster. They've got guys that cannot hit or play the field. You mentioned, Joe, Colton Cowser earlier. How long do the Orioles keep running Colton Cowser out there in center field?
Until he hits home runs, I guess.
How long are we going to wait? The league knows if you throw him a fastball, he can hit it, but he cannot hit anything else, right?
Nope.
And it's so frustrating because, was it Saturday? 2-0, bases loaded, I think 1 out. The pitching coach comes to the mound, and what does he tell the pitcher? Don't throw him a fastball, throw him changeups. And what does he do? It's 3 splitters, 3 changeups, swing and miss, swing and miss, swing and miss, and back to the dugout, no contact. And it's just that's all that he does. Nobody's going to throw him a fastball until he can show that he can hit something else. And I don't know when he's going to figure it out, but at a certain point, I'd rather see, and I never thought I would say this, I'd rather see Taveras play center field.
Yeah, I would never say that, but I mean,
right now, if we're trying to win games,
I would rather have Leody Taveras play it.
What's he
than
doing that's so bad out there? Tell me, what's he doing that's so bad out there?
He's not doing anything that's bad, Joe.
He's unplayable.
But the record shows he can't hit, okay? So look,
hit.
if you want to run him out there a little bit or have him out there for defense, fine. And that would be okay if other guys were hitting, But if nobody's hitting, putting a center fielder out there who has a long major league history of not hitting doesn't make any sense either. I get it, Matt. Look, he's a better defensive outfielder, no doubt. And at this point, right now, with the way Colton Cowser is hitting, I'd say, sure, why not? I agree with you. But it certainly is no long-term answer.
Well, and then the other question, Saturday's game, okay, the game they lost, was it 3-2? The 2 plays that Dylan Beavers did not make, do you think those plays are made by an above average or even an average defensive outfielder in the major leagues?
I guess my question would be, do we not think that Dylan Beavers is an average major league outfielder?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Going into the season, everybody would have said that he is at least an average major league outfielder. And now we say he's not.
You guys ever?
So, I don't know. I mean, sure, we could have an outfield.
You've seen Moneyball.
We could have an outfield of Leody Taveras, and we could call up Bradfield and somebody else who can catch the ball, but there's no
Yeah.
evidence that any of those guys can hit major league pitching. Of course, you could say right now there's no evidence that Colton Cowser can hit major league pitching,
No,
and you wouldn't be
no.
wrong. Yeah.
No, instead of mooing, I'm booing when he comes up to the plate. I mean, to be honest, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's what it
right.
is.
I feel like Billy Bean though, live. I mean, let me say this again, fellas. This is I'm here. Brandon Young is pitching for the Orioles tonight. Do you see where I am coming from? I mean, this is just not good, fellas. I'm worried about the pitch. Pete Alonso will hit 25 to 30 home runs, 95 RBI. Okay, Taylor Ward will hit 25 home runs. The cream will rise to the top. Okay, but I got to tell you, when you're starting pitching and your bullpen is in this shape, and it's not like, Corbin Burns. I guess the reason I'm bringing this up for this reason, Corbin Burns is not on the injured list in May. Okay, there is no help on the way. All
No,
right.
there is
I
help
mean,
on the way.
so we got a
There
couple
is
of
help on the way,
comments here
Joe.
from
There is help on the way, Joe. Dean Kramer
Who?
is on
Who's-
the way. Dean
Oh, my
Kramer is on
God.
the way. And for heaven's sakes, look, man, don't make me go through this again with you. Dean Kramer statistically is just as good as Dylan Cease over the last 3 years. He is.
what
Look
do you
it
th-
up.
I didn't
He's
want him to go down in the
statistically
first
the same
place.
pitcher. He's statistically the same pitcher. He just doesn't
I-
strike
I-
out
I-
enough
I didn't-
as many guys.
I
So look,
argued for Dean Kramer this whole offseason,
I
Michael.
know, but we're lucky that they have him and he'll be up. And look, I see somebody, commenting here about, striking out. Look, I get it, man. They need to put the ball in play. Absolutely. They need to make more contact. But I will say what I've said to somebody else discussing this today. You can have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Somebody
Let's get
comes
a
up to
comment
the plate
for the
and they
comment
strike
here.
out. What difference does it make if they strike out, pop out, or fly out with 2 outs, right? The only time it matters is when you got a guy on base or a guy in scoring position with less than 2 outs and somebody strikes out. And look, I know you can say, oh, you put the ball in play. There could be an error. There could be. I get it. Yeah, sure. All those things can happen. But teams are winning
Yeah, put the ball
when they
in
strike
play.
out and teams when they don't. You want to be nice, but that's not the game anymore, Joe. Everybody strikes
that's
out
what
a
they
ton.
say, though.
But it's not. It's not what they
Play and good
value.
things do
It's
happen.
not what they pay for.
No, it's not.
They
it's
don't
not.
pay guys to put the ball in play.
Okay, so here was a comment from earlier. Is Basayo looks hurt? Does he?
I don't know. He just looks bad.
He got he had like an abdomen
That was
issue.
Yeah,
Got hurt
and then
in
he
spring
fouled
training.
Yeah,
As
he had
you
a foul ball off his foot. He had a foul ball off his foot the other day.
Well, I will tell you this. The home run he hit the other day looked like Frank Robinson. Okay, I mean, that ball was mashed over the center field wall. So
Yeah.
his power swing looks pretty healthy.
When he makes contact.
Let me see. Is that Jay ran third? Jay, are you talking after that, sir? And I did put a link here, folks, that if you want to come on with us and by voice, you certainly can. We'd like to have you. Tell Michael he's wrong, and then I'm amazing. That's the consensus. It's okay, Michael. This wouldn't be any fun if we
No.
liked each other that much. But hey,
So-
man, I do got my bracelets on, Michael, and the matching necklace. So
Oh man, you are the most.
So
You are
quick
the
funny
most
story, folks.
adorned. You are the most adorned.
I'm
of the
telling
three
you.
of us, to be sure. Yeah.
no, Funny story real quick, folks, and Matt Faulkner, okay? So, I'm running really late for a show, okay? And I had to put on my wife's shirt, right? And it's tight, like, I'm Schwarzenegger tight. And
Mm.
I'm, like, trying to keep it on the DL, right? I'm like, "Hey, Michael, my wife's shirt on." Okay, we get on air, 4 seconds into on. So,
Uh,
Joe, tell me about the shirt you're wearing. It looks so tight. That's amazing. I thought that was so funny. I
I'm
really
always
did.
going
That was
you know,
amazing.
Joe, I'm always going to let you slide.
The
what?
problem
Can,
with this discussion, gentlemen, is I am worried about the darn pitching staff because they'll hit eventually. They will. What do you, Pete Alonso's going to do? Hit 8 home runs? No. What do you think Taylor Ward's going to do in his walk year? Hit 6 home runs? No. Okay. I mean, yeah, those guys are going to do what they do. But again, Zach Eflin, his season's over, guys. I mean, if we agree on nothing else the rest of our lives, do we agree that you go to Texas for a second opinion? The first opinion wasn't very good. Chances are you're finished. And that's
Probably.
Zach. We needed him.
most likely,
We
yeah.
really needed him.
Maybe,
I,
Joe.
See,
But
I know it.
Bradish Rogers bows.
Oh my
And if
God.
Bassett is anything near what he's historically been, and Kramer's your number 5, it ain't that. That's not bad. It relies on a couple things. It relies on Bassett being something like what he has been, and it relies on Kramer. Well, no, it just only relies on Kramer being what he has been. I mean, that's all. Because you're only asking him to be your 4 or 5. So, I mean, I'm certainly concerned about the pitching
Okay. Thank
overall, but
God.
I just need to see it.
Yeah,
But you
Brandon
know
Young
what? You
tonight.
get one good turn through the rotation where everybody does what they're supposed to do, and then what are you going to say? Because that's only going to be 5 games after 9. If we have 5 games where they get a good turn through the rotation, is that we're going to say it's fixed? It's not fixed, but you may see that it could be okay.
my major concern is not the rotation as much as it is the bullpen.
Sure.
The bullpen right now. I mean, if you guys, Anthony Nunez, if you know his story, he wasn't even a pitcher. He was an infielder.
Yep.
They converted the Mets, and they picked him up in the Cedric Mullins trade. He wasn't even going to be on the roster. He was going to be in the minors, and then Keegan Aiken got hurt. He then got that bullpen spot, and here it is. Not even a week into the season, and a guy that theoretically wasn't going to be on the opening day roster is pitching in the 8th inning in a 2-1 ball game because of the lack of arms in the Orioles bullpen right now. And
just give me,
like
I know, but give me Kittredge back, give me Aiken back, and that changes that bullpen.
I don't trust Aiken. Kittredge, I think, will help, but they still,
Yeah, I think
they
he
have.
will, but he's
hurt.
he's
all the time,
72.
I mean, Cano's been.
Let me
Did
do
you
something.
just
Let's
say
do
he was
something.
72?
No, I'm kidding. We'll do something tonight. Starting lineups for the Baltimore Orioles: Taylor Ward, left field; Gunnar Henderson at shortstop; first baseman Pete Alonso; Adley Rutschman back behind the plate, hitting the number 4 spot. Tyler O'Neill in right field tonight. We've got Mountcastle as designated hitter, batting 6th. Colton Cowser, they're throwing him back out there. Center field, Kobe Mayo back at third base. Jeremiah Jackson hitting 9th, and we'll be playing second base. Chase Meredith at second base, leading off for the White Sox. We got I can't even read this guy's name. Murakami is at first base. You got Miguel Vargas at third base, hitting 3rd. Colton Montgomery, shortstop, the number 4 hole. Our old friend Austin Hayes hitting 5th in left field. Andrew Benintendi is the designated hitter. Catcher is Edgar Quaro. And right field, you have Nasco Peters. And in center field, Acuna hitting 9th. So we got Mountcastle tonight. We got Brandon Young, Eric Fetty for the Chicago White Sox. And that was preliminary earlier. Can anybody confirm is Fetty for sure starting tonight? Anyone?
No, I thought it was Grant Taylor starting tonight.
Yeah, he's
Oh, is it?
their
Okay,
he's
'cause-
like he's their opener. He's just probably going to pitch the first inning. They've done this like this is the
Yeah,
third game.
he started 2 games. He started 2 games and he's pitched 4 innings.
So
I think.
Fetty's going to come
And the game
in
is
after
already
him.
underway, and
Yep.
Chicago is starting Grant Taylor.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So
All
with
right, guys.
that being said, everyone, what's that? Michael,
Nope,
did you
just
say
saying,
something?
game's underway.
Game is underway. We appreciate you joining us here. This is so much fun, folks. I think that we'll be back tomorrow, right, guys? We'll do pregame again tomorrow. Michael, can you, if you're still awake past 6 o'clock, perhaps you could join us. And Matt, how about you?
Tomorrow I am because they bumped the game up. I saw now it's because it's so cold. It's like a 3 o'clock start, so I'm going to be out.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, then we'll see you Wednesday.
I
but
might be able
we,
to. I probably can do pregame tomorrow since they bumped it up, Joe.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
gonna
Well,
be
then
like
there you
in the-
go. Because we were gonna shoot a studio session tomorrow, so we'll just do live tomorrow. Look at that, Michael. So
Yep.
tomorrow
Yeah.
night, I'll send an invite out, everyone. We do appreciate you joining us. Enjoy the game. God bless you. Don't forget to adopt a pet. For the brilliant Michael Sullivan, the handsome Matt Faulkner, I am Joe Rosano. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the game, everyone.
go O's.
Go O's.